So my big aha moment was just how much I disagreed with a lot of the things that were written and said this week. So I want to start off with the Henry Flowers video and his approach to millennials' work ethic and considering them the now generation. So besides the delivery, which was preachy and just yelly, screaming at children, um, the delivery was I think atrocious because he's screaming at these kids and providing no solid solutions. You're telling these kids that they're lazy and undetermined and they're not passionate and they don't want to put in a hard day's work. One, I don't think that's based on any kind of fact that he ever brought up. And two, he's not providing any type of solution to develop one's skills, to plan for the future, to develop a stronger work ethic. He's assuming they don't have a strong work ethic. And a theme throughout the video was that he's overgeneralizing this with millennials because I mean this term millennials generation text, it is such a blanket term that always gets used in such a negative way. We haven't even really determined what a millennial is. I feel like it's still so up in the air. I'm reading again when I was in week 1, I read reports that it was 82 to 94, 84 to 94. And then there's Generation Z, which is either 95 to now or 96 to now. And then millennials and Generation Z are just be one, they get mixed together. And sometimes I hear millennials are 82 to the present. So not only is the term so undefined, it's grossly generalizing a large group of people. Every generation has someone that doesn't want to work hard. And what Flowers and Dr. Azad I don't think mention is there's so many other factors that play into one's work ethic besides generational. If they weren't taught a strong work ethic in the parenting style, it's hard to blame a kid who never learned a strong work ethic. And there's other factors too. There's financial status. If you start out at the bottom, you're never guaranteed you're going to reach the top. You start from a low economic status, it's going to be harder to get that money to go to college, to find the higher paying job. And even then, even if, let's say, you find some way to shell out the money for college, you might not get that high paying job where you get to work hard. And that kind of ties into his other major point that I really didn't like was that he was so mad that these kids are focusing on the now. He calls them Generation Now. And I don't understand the problem with that. Now is reality. Now is important because as a millennial, now I have to pay bills. Now I have to have a roof over my head. I have to support others sometimes. I do look at the future, and I know that I'm not saying to disregard it completely, but you can only plan so much for that future. You can try to save as much as you can. You can try to save for that house. But sometimes life happens. Your car breaks down how many times? And it keeps dwindling away at those savings, and you might not get the house that you pictured for yourself anymore. Again, there are aspects of your life you can control, but there's only so much until, I don't know, the universe, again, life throws curveballs, and I just don't think it's ever going to go the way you plan. Another part I really didn't like was when Dr. Ozit says in Generation Text, in his book, he says, they want the one-us without doing the got-us. And I think that is such a misconception because to me, millennials they want to work hard, but they want to work hard at a job that's purposeful. And also, they want to work hard if they get benefited for it in the end. If a millennial, whoever it is, again, it doesn't have to be a millennial. If a person spends 6 years in a company, never gets promotion, never gets a raise, is stuck in that same position, the job satisfaction is going to go down immensely and the person's not going to put in much work. One, because honestly they're probably not happy, and two, I'm not reaping any benefits for my work. So I think the misconception is not the misconception is that millennials don't want to work hard, they're entitled. I don't think it's that. I think it is that the value of working hard has changed so much. Because, as Ozit noted, is that generations prior basically associated hard work with kind of a virtuous nature, with merit. Almost this idea, this kind of American dream type of deal. And I think the American dream is so dead because that relies again on merit, on your morals, on your character. And I think that older generations are holding on to this so much, but millennials are realizing I can work as hard as I want, but maybe if that person's got more money, maybe if that person knows someone that I don't, they're going to get it over me. I think less and less my character and my merit, it doesn't matter. They're looking for your education. They're looking for if you have experience. It doesn't matter that I'm a good it doesn't matter if I was a good person. And again, I think that's where the misconception comes from, or the disconnect, because you have millennials that see this, that may choose not to work as hard, or they're working as hard but they're just frustrated. They might work as hard but complain more. And then you have older generations, oh, these kids don't want to work hard, oh, they're entitled, oh, they're lazy. And they're not. But if there's no payoff for hard work, why am I going to keep working hard? It doesn't make any sense. I wish there was more of, I just wish there was a solution to the disconnect that there is between older generations and millennials when it comes to the workforce. I just don't think that all these problems I'm saying, this frustration, this lack of job satisfaction, is strictly based on one's generational status. These problems have been around forever. It is not just that one generation all of a sudden decided to scream and give up and, oh, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to work hard anymore. It's not that. I can think of, and I brought it up actually in like one of the other videos. I go back to that play, that Death of a Salesman play. It was made in 1940s, but it clearly is about the American dream dying. It's about this man, this older man who's worked so hard in his life. He's traveled from city to city trying to sell. He's used every charm he could, but his sales aren't there. And the company doesn't care that he's a nice guy. The company doesn't care that he has a lot of friends. The company cares about the numbers. And he didn't make his sales. And so they let him go, even though he's been with that company for years and years. So that clearly was an issue that was actually addressed back in the 40s. How is it only a millennial thing now? I think my question I would pose is, are millennials really entitled, or are they mad at the hands they were dealt? I don't want to completely blame a previous generation. I just want to say that before generations make a specific topic like work ethic a millennial problem, to look at their generation and past generations to see if that same problem existed. It might have taken on a new kind of level now with millennials. It might be much more vocalized with millennials, especially in a digital age where they can share their thoughts and opinions. but I'm hard pressed to say that it was never around before millennials. So those are my thoughts. Thank you.